The Supreme Court may be on summer recess, but the work is far from over. The next term is already taking shape with several high-profile cases. 9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor is joining us now to break it all down. Thanks for coming in.
Sure. Good morning.
Okay, so this term has just ended, but what should people expect from Supreme Court's next term?
Yeah. Well, this term was very consequential, and it was culture wars 101. And I think what you're going to see in the next term is more of that. There's going to be very significant cases. Last term we saw significant cases and rulings that we did not expect, and I think we're going to see the same thing this semester or this term. So you're going to see gun rights, voting restrictions, cases dealing with immigration, religious liberty, and I'll be really interested because this president has used the emergency docket in a way that most presidents haven't. So I'm interested to see what happens on the emergency docket as well.
One of the cases originates from right here in Colorado, involves some interesting environmental issues. Tell us about that case.
Yeah, that case is really interesting on a lot of levels because what's happening there is the Boulder County commissioners are suing Suncor and other fossil fuel companies, energy companies, saying that they're contributing to climate change. And so they're suing under state law. And the question is, should it be state law or should it be federal law? And so this case is very significant because if it's determined to be state law, they're going to face lawsuits probably in every state going forward. And the question is, are they liable for the climate change? And so what they're looking for here is damages related to wildfire mitigation, flooding, infrastructure damage. And so that's what they're asking for from Suncor.
Okay. How does the court decide to take up a case like the Supreme Court?
No, that's a great question. And the court accepts very few cases. In fact, this last term, it was less than 2%.
Wow.
So there were almost 4,000 writs of certiorari filed. So people saying, hey, Supreme Court, we want to hear your case. And they accepted 70. So odds are you're not going to get before the Supreme Court. And the court is really looking at, it is the Supreme, its rulings are applicable and binding on every court. And so what the court looks at is there a split in the circuit? So if there's an issue, one circuit, the Fifth Circuit rules this way and the 10th Circuit rules the opposite way, that's when the court might accept the case to resolve that split in the circuit.
Okay.
So there's a lot of factors that go into it, and this is a pretty active court that we have right now.
Is there an overall theme that you see developing?
Yes, I think there's an overall theme that I think is an extension of this term, which is the balance of power. Who has the power? Here we're looking at the three branches. We know that this president has consolidated so much power in the executive branch, but we're also looking at power between the federal government and the state, citizens and corporations. So a lot of cases we're going to see next term are going to shape some of that issue of who has the power.
And when does the next term start?
In October,
okay.
Yes. So it'll go, and so this is an early docket. So they've accepted a number of cases, but they will accept more before October for sure.
Okay. I love that you said semester, going back to Professor Whitney.
Exactly.
It's good. As always, thank you so much for coming in.
Sure thing.
Appreciate it.